How many times have you told yourself, I will finally be happy when I get that promotion, when I am fluent in English, or when I buy a house?
Oh, man. I mean, it is basically the ultimate human trap, right? We write this whole story in our heads and we tell ourselves that our real lives will magically begin at some, specific perfect date in the future.
We really do. And welcome to today's deep dive. This is actually a special edition for our English for Beginners series, and we are utilizing a story-based English learning approach today.
Exactly. So we are going to establish a nice, clear, moderate pace. It's perfectly suited for B1 to B2 comprehension. So really just relax and let the conversation kind of wash over you.
Yeah, just sit back. Because our mission today is to explore this really fascinating psychological concept called someday syndrome.
Sure.
We're going to unpack why so many of us just quietly put our entire lives on pause.
Right. Waiting for a perfect future that, let's be honest, never actually arrives.
Yep.
No, it doesn't. But more importantly, we're going to teach you how to escape that trap and find real joy in the messy, completely imperfect present. Because the hard truth is that your life is not happening next year.
It's just not.
It isn't happening when your vocabulary is flawless or when your bank account hits a certain number. Your life is happening right now, in this exact second.
I mean, the source material we are looking at today uses an analogy that it hit me right in the chest. It says that living with someday syndrome feels exactly like sitting in a waiting room.
Oh, that is such a vivid image.
Right, like you know that specific feeling. You are sitting in this slightly uncomfortable chair under those bright fluorescent lights.
Yeah, and you're flipping through some magazine from like 3 years ago.
Yes, constantly checking your watch.
Yeah.
You believe that your real life hasn't started yet. You're just waiting for the doctor, or the universe, I guess, to open the door and give you permission to finally be happy.
It is brilliantly accurate. And it's such a universal experience. We put our lives on hold because we truly believe that joy is something we have to earn by, perfectly organizing our circumstances.
But to understand how we get stuck in that invisible waiting room, we first need to explore why we do this. Why do we treat happiness like a package arriving in the mail next year?
Exactly. Why is joy always in transit?
To understand that, I think we have to look at the map society hands us when we are young. From a very early age, we are taught to measure our lives by specific checkpoints, which actually brings us to our first stop on the word tour.
Ah, the word tour. Perfect.
Yes. So the first word is milestone.
Right. So for our listeners, a milestone is simply a very important event or achievement in your life.
Like a big checkpoint.
Exactly. Graduating from university is a milestone. Getting a great job, getting married, or buying a house, these are all major milestones.
And society basically trains us to focus almost entirely on these checkpoints.
Oh, absolutely.
We falsely believe that happiness is hiding directly behind the next big one. Here is where it gets really interesting, though. It feels exactly like playing a video game.
A video game? How so?
Well, we are just grinding away in the game of life, thinking that if we just reach level 10, or if we just beat this specific boss, our character gets a permanent happiness upgrade.
Oh, I see.
Like we think the promotion unlocks joy forever. But don't these milestones just keep moving? I mean, you get the new job and you are happy for a week.
Right, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky.
Yeah. But then your brain adapts, and suddenly it demands a promotion to stay happy. The game never ends.
That is so true. And you have hit on the exact psychological mechanism at play here. Psychologists actually have a specific term for this. It is called the arrival fallacy.
Arrival fallacy. Okay.
Yeah, it is the powerful illusion that simply arriving at a destination will make all of our problems magically disappear.
So it is basically an emotional mirage.
Precisely. We see water in the desert, but when we get there, it is just more sand. And we have to ask why our brains do this, right? It actually comes down to evolutionary biology.
Wait, really? Evolution?
Yeah, it's driven by something called the hedonic treadmill. The theory is that humans evolved to never be completely satisfied. Think about our ancient ancestors. If an early human found a bush of berries, ate them, and felt permanently satisfied.
They would just sit down and never look for food again?
Exactly. They would eventually starve to death. So dissatisfaction was actually a survival tool.
Oh, wow. That makes so much sense.
Right. We are biologically wired to feel a temporary spike of joy when we get something, but then that feeling quickly fades, so we keep seeking more resources.
But today, we apply that same caveman survival mechanism to modern concepts, like learning English or climbing the corporate ladder.
Yes. Our biology is actively working against our modern desire to just relax and be happy.
That evolutionary context makes this one quote from our source material so much heavier. The author writes, "Some day is not a real day of the week."
It is a jarring realization. I mean, you can look at any calendar in the world. You will see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
But you will never find a box labeled someday.
Never. And if someday isn't a real day, then what are we actually doing to our current lives by waiting for it? We are actively delaying our own joy.
Which brings us to our second word tour stop. The word is postpone.
Postpone.
Yes, to postpone simply means deciding to delay something until a later time. Like, you might postpone a picnic because it is raining outside.
Right, you push it to next week.
Exactly. But when we suffer from someday syndrome, we are constantly postponing our joy. We postpone our actual lives.
We treat joy as if it's a non-perishable item, you know? We think it's like a can of soup we can just safely store away in a cupboard for 5 years.
Just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah. But human emotions do not work like that. Emotions expire.
It is honestly heartbreaking when you really analyze it. By constantly postponing our joy, we are essentially looking at our current life, looking at today and saying, it just isn't good enough to enjoy.
We are insulting our own lives.
Yes. We are telling ourselves that today is just a stepping stone. But so what does this all mean for ambitious people?
That is the big question.
Because the people listening to this deep dive are naturally ambitious. They are actively putting in the effort to improve their English, or they are working hard to advance their careers. How do we fix this waiting room syndrome without giving up our goals?
It is a very common fear. People assume that if they accept their present reality, they will completely lose their motivation. But the cure for someday syndrome is absolutely not about dropping your goals.
Okay, good. So what is the cure?
Step 1 is entirely internal. You must disconnect your happiness from your achievements.
Disconnecting them.
Yes. The source material frames it as the profound difference between changing your situation and changing your soul.
Okay, wait, I love that. Changing the situation versus the soul. So even if you achieve a massive goal, like let's say you finally speak perfect, fluent English.
A huge milestone.
Huge. But it won't magically fix a bad day.
Yeah.
Like, you are still going to sit in terrible traffic.
Oh, absolutely.
You will still get stressed, and you will still accidentally spill hot coffee on your favorite shirt.
Exactly. A major achievement completely changes your situation. It might open doors to a better job, but it doesn't change your internal operating system. It doesn't change your soul.
Because having a massive vocabulary doesn't make the coffee stain any less annoying.
Precisely. The human experience remains messy no matter how many milestones you pass. So if your happiness depends on perfection, if it depends on never spilling the coffee, you will never be happy.
You have to actively decouple the joy from the achievement.
Right. Because if we must start relying on big achievements to fix our bad days, we need to redefine what we are actually searching for in this whole messy process of growing.
Which leads us perfectly to our final word tour stop. The word is contentment.
Contentment. This is a crucial concept. We really need to carefully contrast contentment with happiness because they are not the same thing.
Right. Happiness, at least how society defines it, is described as this very high-energy, loud emotion.
Yeah, it's driven by dopamine. It is the thrill of winning a prize or buying a brand new car. It is a fantastic feeling, but it burns out quickly.
It's an emotional sprint, and you can't sprint all day.
Exactly. You would collapse. Contentment, on the other hand, is defined as a deep, quiet feeling of peaceful satisfaction with what you already have.
I love the physical, everyday description of contentment from the text. It describes it as waking up, drinking your morning tea, looking out the window, and simply saying, "This is enough. Right now, I am okay."
That phrase, "this is enough," is the absolute antidote to someday syndrome.
It really is. I was thinking about this, and it seems like when you chase happiness, you are always running. You are out of breath, looking for the next milestone. But when you practice contentment, you are finally sitting still and participating in your reality.
Participating in your reality, that is a beautiful way to phrase it. If you are constantly living in a hypothetical future, you are entirely missing the actual minutes that make up your existence.
But, okay, let's unpack this. It sounds beautiful to participate in reality, but how do we practically find joy in a reality that mostly consists of doing laundry and answering boring emails?
Right, the completely mundane tasks.
Yeah, because a Tuesday afternoon isn't usually very poetic.
Well, this is the final step. You have to stop living in the waiting room and start romanticizing your ordinary days.
Romanticizing the ordinary.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? You don't need a massive milestone to celebrate your life.
No.
And you don't need a tropical vacation to feel peace. The hosts, or rather, the text, gives some incredibly practical examples, like making a rainy Tuesday afternoon special. Oh, like the example about doing the dishes.
Yes, nobody wants to wash dishes.
Nobody.
But instead of just grumbling at the sink, you can play your absolute favorite music while washing them. You intentionally turn a boring chore into an event.
And the coffee mug example. That one hit close to home.
Oh, using the nice expensive coffee mug instead of saving it in the cupboard for guests.
Yes, we all have those nice things we save for a special occasion. But romanticizing your life means realizing that a random Wednesday morning is the special occasion.
Exactly. Or lighting a nice candle on a random Wednesday evening while you fold clothes.
Okay, let's synthesize this, because doing these small things creates what the text calls a micro-vacation in your own living room.
A micro-vacation. It is brilliant because it sends a powerful signal to your brain that today matters.
You don't have to wait for Friday night to have fun.
No, you don't. By treating a mundane moment as special, you force your brain to notice the comfort and the beauty of right now.
You prove to yourself that joy is available today.
Exactly. You dismantle the waiting room.
So, to all of you listening to us right now, yes, you sitting in your car or walking on the treadmill or washing those dishes, we want to remind you that your life is not happening someday.
It's happening right now, in this very minute.
And you do not need to be perfect to be worthy of joy. Practice finding contentment in your messy, imperfect present.
I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over today. If you reached your final destination tomorrow, achieved every single milestone, and had absolutely nothing left to chase,
Wow, okay.
what small, messy part of today's everyday struggle would you suddenly realize you miss?
What a question. Thank you for exploring this with us on today's Deep Dive. We will see you next time.